this time we had over 25 songs.
We just needed to weed through them and figure out which ones fit the mold the best for this album.
We found about 12 or 13 of them that kind of fit together and kind of had a very open and airy feel to them.
Where you can kind of close your eyes and the song will take you to the place that the lyrics are about. You can feel like you're there.
We wanted to make an album that was very cohesive musically and lyrically as well. So what we did with the songs that were lyrically common was we tried to tie them all together using common musical concepts. A lot of delays on guitars and big reverbs, and actually taking out drums completely from several songs. The first track, Float Away, along with the last track, September, we deliberately used very similar guitar sounds in those songs.
Which really stuck out to us because they'd be great opening and closing songs for the album.
And also kind of built them around the same kind of initial first chord and the chord progression.
When you're listening to the album, the beginning chord of Float Away and the end chord of September are basically the same chord. They're not the same key, but they're the same chord.
So it kind of gives a very holistic feel to the entire album. This is one of the first songs that was ever written for this album.
I think I first started writing it back in 2003. A song that really spoke to me.
It's gone through several different versions.
It's just a song that I always wanted to do a proper version of.
The original version of Moonbeam was very piano focused. This version that made it to the album is more focused on the guitars, on the vocal harmonies. The solo at the end of the song, the guitar solo, kind of sets the tone for the rest of the album, where there are very long, large, epic solos that tell you that this is a guitar album, a very guitar-centric album.
And the solo's like a minute long. You won't find that in popular music nowadays. Too big of pussies.
Candlelight originally was done by a demo of Matt and Mike, who had done a lot of the piano work on the album for us.
The guy who plays piano on the album, Mike Bruckman.
The problem with converting it to an actual song with lyrics is that the piano was kind of changing all throughout, something similar to what you would hear in a symphony.
Mike and I really worked together nicely on it and came up with a great piano part that fits the song perfect.
And then after that, there's also a very pretty cello part coming out of it.
It's played by our friend Brandon Hall. I've been playing music with Brandon since about the age of 16. He helped us in the beginning with the mixing of the album and really kind of pointed us in the right direction.
I'm just trying to understand how what I thought was so real could be just lies I should have known by the look in your eyes. When I look, it's a cold, empty stare, closing my eyes. Hide what I've always feared. The candle's light does not burn the way that it once did. Deep inside, there's a candle's light shine somewhere new. I can't hide. The truth won't stop staring straight through.
My friend Craig Ramsey played the drums for this album. We recorded them at Craig's house at the time, which was in the Cleveland-Lakewood border, and we recorded them in the basement just a couple days on the weekend. And one of my favorite tracks for the drums is Set My Soul on Fire. There's two different drum tracks there, one doing like a little brushwork, and then another one doing like the main track.
Trainwreck is kind of the peak of the album. We tried to make the album kind of build up from the beginning to a peak in the middle.
It's really one of the songs on the album that I think the music definitely fits the lyrics.
What we tried to do was get the music to kind of mimic the sound of an actual train and have the music be very visual.
If you close your eyes, you can definitely put yourself on that train. The tremolo guitar is building up louder and louder as it moves left to right. And that's kind of to mimic the Doppler effect when the train is going past you. It's just building up, and then the aftermath after the crash.
I'm leaving this town tomorrow.
Tomorrow is probably my favorite song in the album. It's based around just a very simple piano part that Matt wrote.
It's the only song I've ever written on a piano. It might be the last. It's just a really simple piano riff.
We use a lot of EVOs on the guitar to kind of replicate the piano sound so it doesn't kind of stay stale through the entire song, since the piano part is really only two parts back and forth. My favorite part on the entire album, I think, is the solo on this song. It's a very long extended solo, but it doesn't go longer than it should. It plays from the verse part and it plays through the chorus, which is something we don't have on any of the other solos or any of the other songs. It really reminds me of kind of a 60s, 70s Pink Floyd type solo.
Dark Sun was the last song we wrote for this album.
It wasn't one of the songs that we had at the beginning of the recording process. Matt kind of created out of different versions of ways to play songs live, and out of that we kind of came up with the basic framework of Dark Sun.
After jamming with it for a while, I thought it should be its own song. It kind of had a nice vibe to it.
It kind of seemed natural that it would turn into its own song.
It's got a nice bluesy vibe to it, and I get to do 3 guitar solos in it, so that's always a fun time.
We'd always kind of wanted an actual track that was a title track for the album.
The lyrics on Dark Sun are really meant to tie the whole album together because they're kind of a summation of the rest of the lyrics on the album. The main lyric that does that is, although it's dark at times, the sun's rays still shine through. Although a lot of the lyrics on the album are kind of dark and depressing, there's still a hope that lies underneath all of them, that things are going to get better.